I'm gonna set this camera up real quick. Okay. We already got Indigo in the chat. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. We'll start talking in a little bit. I don't like the way this light is looked, so I have. Hold on, let me turn this off quick. Oh, my bad. Okay, I think that looks much better because I turned off. Um, excuse me. I turned off living room lights, and now I have my actual setup lights pointing toward the camera. So I got some new lights and use them for school sometimes, but I want to start using them for this too. And looks better. Looks better than just the bright orange light, and it makes it more a good look for production. But I am your host, Joseph Conlon. Of course, this is really my first time talking NBA on the Big Fight Field channel, and I'm gonna start doing it more often, man, um, because I want to start incorporating basketball content to the channel more and more as the season grows. We're about to hit the All Star break. Um, Next week is the All Star game from I think it's in Utah this year. I'm pretty sure. I'm not really a big um, All Star guy. I'm not really too much into the NBA All Star game. I just don't really find a point to them. Hold on a second. Okay. We might get some people who tune in after the stream, and that's fine with me. That's not most of the time, but sometimes how the stream goes is some people will tune in after and watch it after the live version, which is completely okay with me. Um, but this is the first time that I'm talking about NBA on the channel. It's more time. Obviously, if you see by the shirt, I'm a huge Philadelphia 76ers fan. The Sixers did make a move with the trade deadline today. We're going to talk about it, and we'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. Not too much, but we'll talk a little bit about it. I am excited, but I want to talk more about the trade deadline and what's going on in the NBA because the last, I want to say, close to 24 hours has been absolutely bonkers, man, with the Lakers trading for D'Angelo Russell. They also got Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt in that trade, which I think the Lakers absolutely fleeced the Minnesota Timberwolves because if you look at it, they traded away Russell Westbrook, so they got out of Russell Westbrook's contract, which is big for them. And it involved a 3-team deal. The Jazz traded Mike Conley to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Russell Westbrook went to the Jazz, but we don't know how long he's going to be on there for. He might get He might get waived. Um, just had to respond to a text. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, that's obviously the Kyrie Irving trade happened on Sunday. Sunday, Kyrie Irving got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, which involved um, the Nets getting Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, which I know right now they're beating the Chicago Bulls, but the Chicago Bulls suck. They're not a good basketball team. They're just they got so many stars. They got DeMar, they got Zach Levine, they got Nikola Vucevic. I don't know how they do it. They're just not a good team. Um, but I mean, I'm thrilled with how the trade deadline went for the Brooklyn Nets. Man, um, they the they're crumbling. It's just the simplest way to put it. The Brooklyn Nets they're falling apart, man. Last year they had James Harden. They had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and I know I'm gonna rub some smack on the Brooklyn Nets, and then I'm gonna talk about the Sixers for a little bit. Um, because I love talking trash about the Brooklyn Nets. They're one of my least favorite teams um, in the NBA in all of sports too. I can't stand that team, but um, I they fall apart, man. This time last year, they had James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving all on the same team. And James Harden wanted to leave Brooklyn because of Kyrie Irving, and the Sixers ended up getting James Harden, and the Brooklyn Nets got Ben Simmons, who is absolutely trash at basketball. That man is a horrible, horrible, horrible basketball player um, and a complete bum. Ben Simmons is a bum. And the reason James Harden wanted out last year was because of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, when he's on the field, when he's on the court, he's great, but it seems to be like he can be kind of a locker room cancer. And that's the nicest way to put it. And then Kyrie Irving doesn't want to take the vaccine, so he can't play at home games. And they got absolutely throttled by the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. Now, I don't like the Celtics either, of course. Sixers rivals. Um, I hate the Celtics. Unfortunately, they're the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. But people thought really going into that series that it would be a 7 game series and the Nets were going to beat the Celtics. And, the Celtics shut them up, man. The Celtics shut them up. And then Kyrie Irving gets traded to Dallas. Kevin Durant gets traded to the Phoenix Suns. And all of a sudden, just like that, the Brooklyn Nets go from championship contenders to just playoff contenders. They have Ben Simmons got his wish. That's all I could say. Ben Simmons got his wish because he wanted to be uh, a top player, which he'll never be on a team. He wanted his own team, I guess, the Brooklyn Nets. But now Brooklyn has a bunch of role players, a bunch of mid players, which I'm not saying these guys are horrible basketball players. Like, I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie's bad. I don't think Mikal Bridges is bad. Cameron Johnson's pretty solid. They also got Dorian Finney Smith. But the Brooklyn Nets have a whole bunch of role players, and you cannot win like that in the NBA when you got teams in the conference that have guys like freaking Joel Embiid on the Sixers and Giannis on the Bucks and Donovan Mitchell for Cleveland and the Celtics who have probably one of the best 1-2 punch with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. Um, the Brooklyn Nets are not set up for championship success, and it makes me happy. Now, let's dive over to the Sixers for a little bit. The Sixers, uh, didn't really have much money, don't really have much draft capital too. So they wanted to stay under the salary tax, which is exactly what they did. And going into the trade deadline, evaluating the options for the Sixers, um, did I think they were going to make much noise? In my head, I didn't think so. And it was because, going into it, they wanted to stay under the salary tax, which is exactly what happened. And they were in a three-team trade with the Charlotte Hornets and the Portland Trailblazers. So the trade was the Sixers wanted to get rid of Matisse Thybulle because Matisse Thybulle just wasn't cutting it in Philly. He's a good defender, but his offense, he doesn't have a spark. They wanted to find a spark for Matisse Thybulle on the offensive side. Fortunately, it didn't happen. So they traded him to the Portland Trailblazers. The Charlotte Hornets traded Jalen McDaniels to the Sixers, and the Hornets got two second round picks. They got two second round picks in the future. So, um, do I think it's a good deal for the Sixers? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see how it pans out and see how McDaniel's plays um, in these first few games for the Sixers because you know we got we got 4 games before the All Star break. We got the Knicks tomorrow night. They play the Nets on Saturday. They play the Rockets on Monday night. They play the Cavaliers Wednesday night, and that's the All Star break. So, I mean, I was talking with a friend, and it was like maybe that he could be the replacement and start over PJ Tucker. I don't see that happening for the Sixers. I just think that I think that I don't think Doc is going to take out PJ Tucker in the starting lineup basically because of his veteran presence. Now, they do have that in James Harden, but I don't see PJ Tucker leaving the starting lineup. But Jalen Daniels does average 10 points, 5 rebounds on the season, shoots 32% from three, which last year, and I don't really know again, I don't know how well this trade is going to pan out for the Sixers until I watch him play. It's not like a trade like the Phoenix Suns where they go out and they trade for Kevin Durant, and you'd be like, "Oh well, we're going to see how it." I'll tell you how the trade was when I see him play. No, you don't do that because Kevin Durant is one of the top players in the NBA and is capable of leading a team to a championship. The Phoenix Suns won the trade deadline because they got Kevin Durant. I'm a little bit off topic, but who's going to be able to stop Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton? Really, who's stopping that? So, um, you can't. It's not like they traded for Kevin Durant, and you can automatically be like, oh, outstanding deal. I want to see McDaniels play. I want to see how he does in these 4 games, and then I'll evaluate him. But yeah, according to Sports Illustrated, um, they gave the Sixers an A- on the trade. The Portland Trailblazers got a B plus, and the Hornets got a D-. And you have to take this into consideration. He's not the best shooter, but he's very tall. He's very athletic. He's very lengthy. So he can go get the blocks, get the defensive rebounds. He's 6'9", so he's very big. Um, and you know, is he going to have that same defensive presence as Matisse Thybulle? I don't know, but it seems like an okay deal. I'm like I said, gonna have to watch him play a little bit, but real quick about the 3 point percentage. This year he's shooting 32% from 3 point range. Uh, and I've seen Sixers fans. I'm trying to get myself in Sixers community on Twitter. Uh, the Sixers Twitter community. Um, People have to consider that Jalen Daniels, before coming to the Sixers, played for the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets are trash. The Charlotte Hornets are a really bad basketball team. And last year, they were a respectable basketball team, at least. They were a competitive, that's a better word. They were a competitive basketball team last year, and they at least got into the play-in tournament. Um, and they had LaMelo Ball mostly playing for them last year. LaMelo Ball has been hurt a lot this season for the Hornets, but last year, when they were solid, they were okay, and got into the playing tournament, he shot 38%. So I think he's going to feel more comfortable and have more opportunities with playmakers on the Sixers like they do with James Harden and Tyrese Maxey and DeAnthony Melton. So I think I think McDaniels is going to fit into the role very nicely. I'm looking forward to see how he plays in these next 4 games for the Sixers before the All Star break. Um, I mean, that's really all I got, man. Um, just wanted to talk about a little bit about the big trades, Sixers, so just kind of getting my feet warm with Sixers content. I'm going to try to make videos at least once a week for the Sixers. I'll make a video uh, after the All Star break, um, before the second half of the season. My expectations for the Sixers. I know we got some pretty good teams coming up after the All Star break. Right off the bat, I think they have 3 home games against the Memphis Grizzlies, the Celtics, and the Miami Heat. So those are going to be really big games. Um, and yeah, man, I look forward to producing some basketball content on the channel, talking Sixers, man. I love the Sixers, and I don't think it'll be like the Dolphins, but I'm definitely excited, and playoff time comes, man. The should absolutely be in the playoffs, but you know, should be fun, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. Most of you probably watching after the live stream is over, catching up on the live stream, which I'm okay with. But just a short live stream. But I'm gonna get out of here. Uh, Subscribe to the channel. We're about 13 subscribers, I think, until 500 subscribers on the channel. So I'll think of something to do once I hit 500 on the Big Fight Field channel, right here on the channel. So be sure to subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on the Sixers and the NBA trade deadline in general. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Um, hit the like button if you like what you heard from me, man. And follow me on Twitter and TikTok. TikTok, I'm making a lot of basketball content. Probably making more basketball content on TikTok than I am on here. But yeah, man, that's going to be all. And I'll see you in the next one. I was thinking about doing Super Bowl for um, for the live stream, but I kind of just wanted to stick to the NBA. So I'll probably do a short preview of it. I'll probably just make a TikTok video because I'm going home for the weekend to watch the Super Bowl with my family. So um, back in New Jersey. So I'm traveling home tomorrow, and Saturday I'm doing stuff. Then obviously Sunday's the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'll just do a short preview on TikTok, man. But have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. I'm out. Peace.